It is funny you mentioned wallet watching because it is. I remember when we were putting together the top 100 sales list initially, and we were trying to track down the buyers of each of these like massive sales, right? 200 plus ETH sales back over the summer. And I was fascinated because you'd go to DApp Radar and you could put somebody's wallet address in and it'll show their entire portfolio. Like if you
Yeah.
go to OpenSea, you can look at people's NFTs, but if you're on DApp Radar, it breaks it down to the value of your NFT collection, the value of how much you've put in DeFi, other notable coins that you hold, and it was just like this is so fascinating to see. Like now I can look at somebody's entire crypto portfolio at once, and like you said, wallet watching kind of has this force behind it.
No, for sure. And you know what's crazy is like there's a company called Nansen AI.
Yeah, yeah, Nansen. Yep.
Yeah, and
Familiar.
like Nansen's going crazy, like
Yep.
because of the wallet watchers. Like
Yep.
their whole business exists because people want to do on-chain analysis. They want to wallet watch. And
Yep.
like there's a whole new, I'm gonna call them geeks. There's a whole new era of geeks that
Mhm.
will know Nansen, that will know DApp Radar, that will know um probably how to use what's Etherscan. Like, cause if using Etherscan is not an easy skill set. Like
No, not at all.
it's not an easy skill set. And like I think it's a geeky thing that you can geek out on. And if you get good with it, dude, there's gonna be in the next year or so a whole division of analysts that emerge that just know how to use these tools. And they're going
Mhm.
to give insights to the creators, the collectors, the observers, like for the market, etc. And like we're starting to see it. And it's funny because like traditionally the gatekeeper would do that. But because the transparency and the decentralized nature of the blockchain, anyone can kind of build these skills and get into it. So even if you wanted to learn about NFTs, I would say what wasn't available a year ago was this whole concept of being able to look at the on-chain data, look at the wallets, see what history they have and the historical significance, what's in their wallet. So like, go and see who has what where like if for the majority of apes, what are they collectively buying into? Because instead of just watching Gary Vee and seeing what he's buying or seeing what, Takeoff is buying, why don't you take a step back and see what that community is buying? Because we just said
Mhm.
you just create value for blue chip, right? And so in order to go further, what you could do is you can say, let me go get real good at Nancy. Let me go get real good at DAP radar. Let me go get real
Mhm.
good at reading Etherscan. Let me get quick with that because that's a competitive advantage that wasn't available just a year ago.
So true. I love that point. I think wallet watching could probably be a whole podcast because, like, also there's something to it where, to your point, it very much needs to be like someone's full time job, and a tool is not enough because
Yeah.
guess what? Like if just Stephen Curry, like if you all of a sudden happen upon Stephen Curry's wallet, where it's like, okay, he dropped a bunch of money on his board ape when he bought in, but he was late to the game. I don't
Right.
care to know what else he's collecting. I care to know who the first 100 people who bought board apes, what
Right.
else are they buying today? And like,
Right.
because that's way more important to know, okay, who are the people that are just a little bit ahead of the curve.
Or run analysis on all the people that have power cells, right? Or paracells and see what are they buying? Like, how are they upgrading their land? And like what's becoming fascinating to just different communities because like
Mhm.
this is the first time where you have that layer of transparency because of the blockchain. And I think that like if I were getting into NFTs today, I probably would consider learning those tools and those skill sets because they're not easy, right? Like I
Oh,
mean,
not at all.
Etherscan it's not intuitive, right? Tap radar is confusing because sometimes you look at it, it's one thing, and you look at it another day, it's another thing. And you've got to get a feel for reading that data. When we were writing
Mhm.
the book, Nansen wasn't as cold as it is today. Like, there just wasn't that many transactions. So like this the data that is accessible because of the blockchain and like how open sourced it is, it's just fascinating, man. It's phenomenal to be honest.